Hey everybody, this is Kieran Murry from Puyallup, Washington, and you may know my wife and I from putting on some of the Klemmer workshops and sponsoring those up in the Tacoma, Washington area. And we've gone through Champions Workshop, we've gone through the Personal Mastery and the Advanced Leadership, and I was so impressed with what Sherry and I were able to learn from these workshops and the work we were able to do, that literally I wanted to get on an airplane and come down to Petaluma, California, and meet the gentleman who's behind everything, because at this point it was just a name to me. And so I got a chance to come down and spend 4 hours with Brian Klemmer today, and we were just talking about the next Champions Workshop up in Tacoma on April 8th actually. And I just wanted to ask Brian, the guy that's put it all together, what is somebody going to learn in a Champions Workshop? In 3 hours an amount of time, it's not a lot of time, what are they going to learn in a Champions Workshop?
You know, I think that's one of the challenges, that people get jaded and think that 3 hours is not really going to change my life. Yeah, maybe I'll get motivated, but that wears off. But the formula you get in that 3 hours, and you'll be up out of your chair doing something, so it isn't just information for your head, but it's how to solve problems when you have no idea what to do. So, and literally, you couldn't give me $1 million for me to forget this formula. This has been a significant piece of my life. So if you're in a marriage and you don't know what to do to make it better because you're so busy doing your job or whatever, this formula will help you with that. Or if you have been hit by the economy and you're suffering economically, financially, then this will give you a way to solve that problem and improve your financial situation, or raising children, or with health. So, I mean, for myself, I've used it to raise millions of dollars when I didn't know wealthy people and didn't know how to raise money. I've used it to get my wife when I was 33, single, never married, and almost given up on that dream. I've used it to write best-selling books when I wasn't an author. So, as I say, this is incredible, and it's not so much what it's done in my life, it's what it could do for yours if you go.
And so, Brian, I know there's people that are going to be watching the video, or they've heard of the Champions Workshop in their area, and they'll say, I don't have the time. I don't have 3 hours on a Thursday night, or I don't have a babysitter for the kids. I don't have the money. Whatever I don't have. What would you say specifically to those people that always, they never have whatever they're looking for?
How nice do you want me to be?
Lay it out, man. I mean, let's hear it.
So to me, if they're thinking like that, that's the thinking that's got them stuck. But you don't know what you don't know. If you had a valuable application on your iPhone, but you didn't know you had it on there, or didn't know how to use it, then you might as well not have it on there. And if I told them there was a brand new Mercedes-Benz outside their door, but they had to come up with $10,000 in 24 hours, I don't care if they didn't have the money. They would find a way, even if they don't care about cars, they would scrounge up the money somehow, some way, get the Mercedes, sell the Mercedes, pay the 10 grand off, and have the money. And literally, what's going to happen in your Champions Workshop there is life-changing. I know that word's used a lot, so don't trust me. You don't know me from Adam. Trust somebody that you've seen go to the Champions Workshop. And Champions is actually just the tip of the iceberg. You see that, you're going to want to know what else we got in K&A.
So how about the people that say, I've been to these motivational seminars before, and it's all about the motivation. What's the difference between a motivational seminar and a Klemmer workshop?
It's a great question, and I've been on stage with all the greats. I've spoken on the same platform as Zig Ziglar, Mark Victor Hansen, Robert Kiyosaki, Les Brown, most of them that are out there. There's a time and a place for motivation, but it always wears off. You're higher than a kite, and you're excited, you really are, and then one of your key employees quits, or you find out, God forbid, your spouse had an affair, or your kid got hooked on drugs or something. I don't care who you are, you're no longer motivated. So what's going to happen that's different? Most training, if it's not motivational, is informational. It goes to the head. And if you want large change, which is what we get paid to do in the corporate world, in a relatively short period of time, and to have it sustainable, you have to change the heart or the subconscious. And to do that, you have an experience. So what will happen is we'll give you a formula for solving problems, but then you're actually going to be up out of your seat doing something, and in the doing of that, that's really where your heart gets changed. Now you see life differently, see yourself differently, and you're able to actually use this formula in a practical way. That's what will be different.
Awesome. And the last thing that I actually want to ask you is, you talk a lot about, it's all about results. Everything is about results.
I'm a result freak.
From the first workshop to the last seminar is all about results. So what are some of the stories that you've heard? You've been doing this for the last 30 years, but what are some of the stories that you've had come back through your office about people who've created that large amount of change in a short amount of time? They've got the results. You don't have to name any names, but you know, people just want to say, put your money where your mouth is, so to speak. You know, they want to know, is this for real, and what's going on, and what are some of the things that you've heard?
Gosh, if you go to our website, Klemmer.com, you'll find a whole bunch of testimonials. We get them every day. Just yesterday I was on the phone with somebody that their dream was writing a book. They've written a book, and they were actually calling me for some ideas on marketing the book. But that was a lifelong dream. There's a gentleman down in the Orange County area, Pasadena area actually, who everybody knew around him. His dream was to build a school with life skills for the kids, but he just talked about it. And after going through our advanced seminar, he actually kicked it off and is now doing it. Marriages, hundreds, if not thousands of marriages that have been changed. There was a gal in my home just a week ago. I won't mention her name, but when I first met her, she was in network marketing, went from about $200 a month over a period of time and doing more than one of our workshops to about $14,000. And to be very honest, this economic crisis, they got hit hard. They had about $5 million in real estate they had to liquidate, doing short sales. So it's not like our seminar solves all your problems. It just makes you a better problem solver and creator of what you want, because you're always going to have problems, my viewpoint, but it really gives you the tools to encounter life with.
So listen, we've got a Champions Workshop coming up on April 8th in Tacoma. You can find the information at www.klemmer.com. It's $20. It's going to be the best $20 you've ever spent, I believe. And hearing the stories of what's happened, you just want to come and find out how those people are creating large amounts of change in a short amount of time. If you're not in the Tacoma area, if you're watching this video, maybe you're going to see it on Facebook and you're somewhere else in the country, go onto the Klemmer.com website and look up the workshops. There's going to be one in your area, hopefully coming up soon. If there's one anywhere within 1,000 miles, I'm just going to encourage you, make plans to go. Go find out what's going on across the country, why people are creating these type of results. But for those of you in the Tacoma, Washington area, in the Seattle, Vancouver, anywhere within that area, the Puget Sound, plan on being there April 8th in Tacoma. It'll be at the, I believe it's at the Marriott in Tacoma. We can't wait to have you there. I'm going to be there. I want to see you there. And thank you to Brian Klemmer for having us.
I want to add one more story that comes to mind. He was asking me about testimonials. To give you two examples, just within the last year, we have a neighbor, Mark and Kathy Fairbanks, that we've known for 15 years probably. And, you know, she's known kind of what I've done, read some of my books, but finally went to the workshop and then harassed me as to why I did not kick her posterior to get her to go sooner, because it's changed her husband and her's life so much. She's put her teens through our teen seminar. That's just one. And my wife, also in the last year, as I say, we've been married over 26 years, her maid of honor, who she went to dental school with, same story, was at our Christmas party a year ago and decided to take our class and just harassed Roma as to why Roma didn't push her harder, why she let her off the hook and not going sooner. So if somebody's been pushing you and you've been a little resistant, do your friend a favor and at least go to the Champions and check it out.
Absolutely. And what I'll do, when you come on April 8th, I'll share with you how this work actually saved my marriage from mediocrity. Not necessarily from divorce, but definitely from mediocrity. I think every married couple should come through this work. And so come see us on April 8th. I'm going to be there. Hopefully we'll have Brian Klemmer up in Washington soon. You can come see him. But thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you April 8th in Tacoma.